East Compton Clovers, stand up! Before our favorite fictional cheer squad, the East Compton Clovers went head-to-head with their lesser melanated cheer rivals, the Toros. 3 of its members, Lava, LaFred, and Jenelope, more famously known as Shamari Fears, Brandi Williams, and Natina Reed, brought in the new millennium with their girl group Blaque. Artistically crafted by Lisa Left Eye Lopes from mother group TLC, Blaque went on to sell millions of copies worldwide and was even named as Billboard's Best New Artist. But misplaced guidance, Beyoncé's daddy, and 2 sudden deaths completely transformed their careers till eventually it all come crashing down, leaving 2 of its remaining members left to pick up the pieces. What began as an aspiring music endeavor turned into a full-blown career for all 3 members of Blaque, starting off with the group's founder, Natina Reed. Natina served to be the mastermind behind Blaque's name and formation while still 18 in high school. When Shamari Fears moved to Atlanta, Georgia, she crossed paths with Natina and the 2 steadily built a friendship, bonding over their shared love interest of music. Hadn't yet decided on whether or not they'd establish a group together, the 2 went their separate ways, forming girl groups of their own. Shamari creating the group Intrigue, and Natina forming Blaque. Shamari struck gold, winning a record deal with Elektra Records. But like many groups awaiting their turn for their label to give them any type of acknowledgement, Fears did her own thing outside of the label, a talent show being one of many side stints she'd partake in. This is where she'd meet Brandi Williams, who held Shamari's attention, and the 2 would eventually exchange contact information, later reuniting after Shamari hopped out of her group and into Natina's, with Brandi joining suit. The girls did their thing for a while, still hustling and doing what teens do, before they'd hit the Lopez jackpot. Out and about singing quick cash jingles, Natina, who'd never suspected that she'd bump into Ronald Lopez, who just so happened to be the brother of the one and only Lisa Lopez from the top-selling group TLC. Ronald was the connection between Blaque and their dreams, and thankfully he spit game to his sis, who'd agreed to listen to the girls. Pleased by their overall sound, Lisa took it upon herself to sign the group to her own production company, Left Eye Productions. Signing with Lisa was Blaque's moment, and for Lisa, the group was her chance at having her creative visions come to life. While TLC was an already established girl group topping the charts, their potential successors, Blaque, were just getting their footing. But before they took full-fledged flight, Lisa did what others curating up-and-coming artists/groups did and made sure to have Shamari, Brandi, and Natina's faces plastered on as many shows, music videos, and films as she could, making their debut appearance in Lil' Kim's 1997 single Not Tonight remix music video. As the new girls on the scene, their mentor and now big sis Lisa had also contributed her skills to the song and visuals. While they were testing the waters and adjusting to all of the lights, cameras, and overall set life, the threesome took to the studio in order to record their up-and-coming debut solo album. Molding and sculpting her group to however she saw fit, Blaque's aesthetic recognizably were like 3 mini Lisas. From their updo banded ponies to their Afro-futuristic fashion statements, it was without question that Blaque were Lisa's babies, and she was going to do her best to make whatever she couldn't do with her own group, TLC, fit for her own side project. Once Lisa felt as though her girls were ready, the threesome released their lead single, 808, in the year 1999 to radios and music video stations. Written by Natina and Mr. Trapped in the Closet, R. Kelly, the single went on to become the group's first top 10 hit in the US and eventually peaked at number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100. Its accompanying music video premiered on BET in February of that same year and debuted on MTV 3 months later, giving off a futuristic aroma inspired by the 1997 film The Fifth Element. Lisa made sure to let her presence be known by making a cameo on the set's classroom setting, as well as plastered on the many screens placed throughout the video. Following the success of their debut single and aspiring to achieve the same with their second, the group didn't quite live up to 808's hype like they'd hoped. I Do, the funky mid-tempo pop bop gave Spice Girls realness, and similar to their first drop, producer and mentor Lisa made an appearance once again, this time kicking things up a notch by gifting her rap skills. The song didn't go on to perform as well as the album's following singles, only reaching number 73 on the R&B and hip-hop singles chart. Nevertheless, I Do gave Blaque their first and only MTV Music Video Award nomination for Best Editing in a Music Video. The trio's third and final single off of the album, Bring It All to Me, brought in many accolades and recognition, becoming the group's most popular song to date. Featuring NSYNC's JC Chasez, the fifth position on the Billboard Hot 100 became a placeholder for the single for some time, and topped the rhythmic charts for 6 consecutive weeks. It was even positioned at number 54 on Billboard's list for their 100 greatest girl group songs of all time. Opening for NSYNC on their tour as well as TLC's fan mail tour also aided in the song's success. As Blaque increased in production, so did their fan base, but it wasn't quite at the level we've seen other groups, such as TLC themselves, achieve within the same time frame. Back to the drawing board it was, another cameo on its way, this time for the cult classic cheer film Bring It On. Natina, Shamari, and Brandi starring as Jenelope, Lava, and LaFred as part of the East Compton Clovers cheer squad, playing sidekicks to Gabrielle Union's character Isis as they underwent suspecting cheer thieves and nemesis the Toros. The group's stint in the movie single-handedly pushed their popularity to new heights, and some may argue that their appearance in the film is more notable than any music they've put out. The Clovers cheer attire sported every year on Halloween can attest to that. Strategically, the group lended their song As If to the film soundtrack in an attempt to boost album sales. Their self-titled debut album Blaque debuted at number 23 on Billboard's top R&B and hip-hop chart and officially at number 53 on Billboard's top 200, tallying up to a certified platinum project by the RIAA. A little over 1.5 million copies sold worldwide. This was good for the group's debut, but fell short compared to their fellow group peers. The next album, however, would never come to see the light of day. Blackout, their follow-up album, had been shelved, and the group were dropped like a hot potato from Columbia Records. Although they still had ties to Lisa's production distribution, that too would be cut short, similar to Lisa's life when she suddenly passed away in 2002 following a freak car accident. Their big sis Lisa was now gone, leaving the girls directionless and now without a label, giving the girls some downtime. In the meanwhile, Natina had given birth to her son Tren before she and her clique signed with another label, Elektra Records, and began laying the guidelines down for their third album, but met the same fate as their second one. Mathew Knowles began managing the group sometime after Lisa's passing, but that was short-lived as the group was not here for the direction Mathew wanted the girls to go in. He, however, was able to obtain ownership of their shelved albums and kept a strong grip on them even after the group and Mathew parted ways. Third time wasn't the charm, and it was apparent that the group's run as a trio wasn't compatible with the route they were trying to go down. Shamari took it upon herself to sign with Darkchild Records in 2005 and had gotten married to New Edition's Ronnie DeVoe in 2006. Brandi also began working on her solo album, providing backing vocals on artist tracks like Nelly's song Grills. The same year, the girls linked back up to record their fourth potential album, Private Show, working on the project all the way up till 2009. The same year, Brandi married her man, Jay Harris. But as you can guess, it was paid absolute dust. The music side of things just wasn't the wave for Blaque. The general public giving them the cold shoulder, so reality TV was the way to go, attempting not once, but twice. The show went straight to RIP, never seeing the light of day. Taking a final whack at music, they released 4 songs on YouTube before throwing in the towel altogether. Years would pass before the girls reunited for the Left Eye Music Festival in Georgia, contracting new management in the process, which unfortunately would lead them down a dark road. similar to the one Natina Reed had been on the night of October 26th before she was struck by a vehicle near Atlanta. The impact would unfortunately take her life, leaving the remaining members of Blaque broken, and it'd be this point that Shamari and Brandi knew that Blaque would soon be obsolete. Shamari went on to do her own thing with her husband, and reality TV would come knocking on her door, doing a complete 360 after she appeared in Bravo's Real Housewives of Atlanta during the series' 11th season. We wouldn't see her back for season 12 after leaving the franchise altogether, citing bad editing and ulterior motives on the network's end as the source. Brandi, on the other half, after 11 years of marriage, appeared on Atlanta's version of Say Yes to the Dress in 2020, and her girl Shamari was right there by her side. Their third debut album, Torched, had randomly been released on streaming services in 2019 after they were able to obtain it from Mathew Knowles. But he still owns the rights to a large portion of their music, including their Blackout album. Despite a few leaked songs here and there, the group hasn't really been active as a unit, but their friendship has without a doubt stood the test of time. With the Y2K aesthetic coming back full circle, Blaque may just finally come back. Only time will tell. Do you think Blaque got the recognition they deserved? Let us know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments, and stay tuned for more true celebrity stories.